Good day and welcome to Islandstats Sports. I'm Earl Basden. The PHC Zebras were crowned the 2015-16 Dudley Eve champions yesterday at the Wellington Oval after defeating the 10-men Robin Hood team 2-0. The match started with Robin Hood having the win at their backs. They pinned the PHC Zebras deep in their half for a long period of time in the early stages. Robin Hood enjoyed some early dominance with Trey Dill creating a few chances alongside Antoine Russell and Lejeune Simmons. With the game scoreless and 4 minutes remaining in the first half, Robin Hood would go down to 10 men when Russell was shown a straight red card for an off-the-ball incident. Russell was seen making contact with a PHC Zebras defender, resulting in the linesman informing the referee, Anthony Bailey, of what he saw, with Bailey showing Russell the red card. Without any argument, Russell walked off the field. Robin Hood was able to make it to the halftime interval, still at 0-0. Robin Hood coach Kyle Lighthorn looked to calm his troops with 45 minutes to play, and it all seemed to be going to plan. 5 minutes into the second half, only to see a golden opportunity go by the wayside for Robin Hood. PHC Zebras' man advantage eventually started to take its toll on Robin Hood, as Sequoia Robinson and Shakir Smith got more and more into the game. The game-winning goal came in the 78th minute when Mazi Burchell got a pass from Robinson, caught inside and unleashed a right-footed shot that beat Robin Hood goalkeeper Jason Simons to his left. 5 minutes later, it was 2-0 to the PHC Zebras when Shakir Smith did a give and go and calmly scored, sending the PHC fans wild. We caught up with PHC head coach Mark Wade after the match to get these comments. First of all, congratulations, Coach Wade. Game seemed to be a little tougher than what you might have wanted it to be. You probably expected a tough match, but when Robin Hood went down to 10 men, did you want to change anything around to sort of spread them out a little more?
Well, we actually players to keep passing the ball around and expose these spaces. But when you go 10 men down, team like Robin Hood, they're going to continue to battle and make it difficult, and they did that. Young players, so a little bit of inexperience comes into play a little bit. But at the end of the day, I think we started to settle down a little better and pass it around, and that's had to be patient. We knew it would come, so we were patient.
Going against the win in the first half, it was a struggle early on getting the ball out of your half. What were you telling the players to try and just get through the first half, especially when Robin Hood was putting you guys under pressure? You were constantly kicking the ball outside.
Sure. Yeah, I mean there was two things. That was the win and also nerves. Is for most of these players, this is their first trophy, first final. So we talk more about settling down and trying to get the nerves settled, and trying to talk to players about helping each other. The win, we were dealing with it, but then we weren't. We were making silly mistakes, and I don't think I'm not going to give them the excuse that it was the win. It was nerves, and we settled eventually, and we were able to start to play some decent football in the first half.
Now, on the football show on Monday night, Kyle was talking about the growing up of Antoine, and shockingly, surprisingly, you get to a final and something like that happens where he gets sent off in the first half for off-the-ball incident. How much of that changed the game for you?
Well, to be honest, I tried not to let it change again because I wanted the players to remain focused. I didn't want them to relax because a big player like Antoine's not on the pitch anymore. So, to be honest, in halftime, we really got into him about not relaxing. Antoine's only one player. We already talked about the other players, the supporting cast. So no. Disappointed for Antoine because, like we said on the show, he's growing a lot, and that for me is I'm going to say that's out of character of the Antoine of recent years. So hopefully that's a one-off, and he's back ready to play.
You make a change, you bring on a youngster. Not so good a first touch. The first touch he got out in the ball, but 5 minutes after that, you're up 1-0 through to some good individual work. What were your thoughts bringing on the youngster, looking for more speed up top?
Well, certainly looking for a lift. We wanted to show Robin Hood something different because they were actually dealing with us really comfortably, actually, in terms of what we were doing in the attacking third, and we wanted to show them something different. It was just a tactical move. Muzz has come off the bench a few times for us, and it's always brought a lift to the team. We are confident that he would create something. Something will come from him. For him to get the goal, I'm elated. Almost ran on the pitch, but for a young player to do that, really brings joy to me.
Where does PHC go from here?
We got work to do. I told the players that enjoy it for tonight, but we got a game tomorrow, and we got training on Friday, and we got a match on Saturday and Sunday. So our squad is PDL and seniors, one squad to us, and for us it's we got work. So we were going to train tomorrow, but we gave them tomorrow off. But it's back to work. We'll enjoy it. We'll go down to Reed Street and enjoy it for a little bit, but it's back to work.
All right, well, congratulations.
Thank you, man.
The opening game at Wellington Oval saw players roll back the years as the St. George's Stallions took on the Southampton Rangers in the Masters Knockout. The match ended 1-1 with Sheridan Main scoring for Southampton Rangers in the first half, while Carl Roberts scored in the second half for the St. George's Stallions. The game would be decided by kicks from the penalty mark. First up for the Stallions was Troy Hall. Kareem Richardson from Southampton Rangers was next. Neil Painter took the next Stallion kick. He was followed by Ming from Rangers. Roberts was next for the Stallions. Jamie Rayner took the next Southampton Rangers kick. Dean Bailey was next up for the St. George's Stallions. He was followed by Vernon Eve from Southampton Rangers. Lionel Can took the next St. George's Stallion kick. When he scored, it ended the match with the Stallions claiming the 3-1 win and advancing to the next round. Meanwhile, Limerick set down an early warning to their First Division Irish rivals by tying down goalkeeper Freddie Hall on a 2-year contract. The Bermuda International played an integral role in the late season form that saw the club win 8 of their final 12 matches before cruelly being relegated in a playoff against Finn Harps. Former Toronto FC and Northampton Town goalkeeper Hall joined Limerick in July following a spell with English side AFC Telford. It was semi-final night at the National Sports Centre last evening as the 2015 edition of the World Rugby Classic continued, with the Classic Lions defeating the Classic Pumas 20-17. The Classic Lions would take a 3-0 lead on a penalty kick from Gareth Bowen, but Argentina would take the lead with 16:40 remaining in the first half when Jose Des Neves went over for a try, but the conversion was missed, making the score 5-3. Argentina would open up a 7-point gap with 11:39 remaining when Alejandro Galli went over. Yet, once again, the conversion was missed. The Lions would draw level with 5 minutes remaining in the half when Tony Buckley went over for a try, and Gareth Bowen kicked the conversion to level the score at 10-10. Argentina would take a second half lead with 26:30 remaining on the clock. Santiago Van de Gert went over for a try. He then kicked his own conversion, making the score 17-10 to Argentina. The Classic Lions would be awarded a penalty try for Argentina not falling away, and with the conversion, it brought the score to 17-17. The winning score came with 11 minutes remaining when Bowing placed the ball and kicked a penalty, earning the Classic Lions a spot in the final. France would advance to the Classic Plate final following their 24-0 win over Canada. Classic France would get 2 tries from Patrick Clement to go along with single tries from Elvis Vermaelen and Thomas Retry. They also got 2 conversions kicked by Sebastian Bonzi. Former IAAF President Liam Diak has resigned his position on the International Olympic Committee. Diak is provisionally suspended by the IOC while he is investigated by French police over allegations he took bribes to cover up positive drug tests when in charge of the IAAF. Another doubleheader took place at the PCC hockey rink as the Bermuda Bowl hockey season continued with a day that produced 17 goals. In the opener, the Oshawa Generals defeated the Vancouver Giants 6-5. Oshawa got 2 goals from Bill Kallock and Jeremy Eats, while Nathan Kalowski and J.M. Trimley added a goal each. The Giants got 2 goals from Christopher Jackson and single strikes from Ian Nash, Glenn Mador, and Tom White. In the second match, the Halifax Mooseheads drew 3-3 with the Guillaume Olympics. The Mooseheads getting 2 goals from Kyle Chisholm and a single strike from Sebastian Robson. The Olympics got single strikes from Jacob Amlong, Simon Pierre Bellon, and Matthew Desjardins. In Salyer 1 Island Basketball League Remembrance Day action inside the Cedar Bridge Academy Gymnasium, it saw a total of 212 points scored in a doubleheader. The Flyboys edged the Court Kings 54-52 in the opener. The Flyboys got 16 points from Karen Burgess, while Jericho Tucker scored a game-high 21 points for the Court Kings. The second game of the holiday saw the Crossfire Ballers and the Rim Ruckers go at each other, with the Rim Ruckers coming out on top 60-46. Nathan Moore scored a game-high 19 points for the Rim Ruckers, while the Crossfire Ballers got 15 points from John Lee. Thank you for joining. I'm Earl Baston with Islandstats Sports. Do enjoy the rest of your day.